Topaz wants to be the very best, like no one ever was. Now the test question is, should you go into debt trying to pull for this lady? Is she worth pulling? As always, my number one rule is aesthetics over mechanics. I can give you 100 reasons why Topaz is broken and the solution to world hunger, but if she's not activating any neurons in your brain, then none of that would matter. But for those who are on the fence and somehow were able to resist the temptation known as Jingliu, maybe by the end of this video, you'll be able to make up your mind. Let's talk about Topaz and Numbi. Topaz is a damage dealer. Don't let them fool you into thinking that she's just a follow-up attack buffer. She is more than that. Look at her path. That's Hunt. She will do big damage by herself. She is not here to support Jingyuan. She is an independent, mature, and maybe single woman. Her kit is self-sufficient. Everything Topaz does is considered to be a follow-up attack. Her basic attack, that's a follow-up attack. Her skill, that's a follow-up attack. She does not need her teammates to do follow-up attacks as well. It would be nice to have, but it's not a must-have. I won't regurgitate her entire kit, so I will only mention parts of it. Topaz's playstyle is basically animal exploitation if you think about it. She is there to scream at Numbi to use tackle. Charmander is where most of the damage will come from. Its concept very similar to Jingyuan's Lightning Lord. Everything that Topaz does is to speed up Numbi and buff Numbi. Just like how everything Jingyuan does is to speed up Lightning Lord. When the battle first starts, Torchic is only 20 speed faster than your Lightning Lord. I know some of you aren't exactly the biggest Jingyuan fans, so let me assure you here it's where the similarities end. Chimchar gets a 50% action advance whenever an ally's follow-up attack hits an enemy with the mark. This includes Topaz herself. Long story short, the more follow-up attacks are against an enemy with a mark, the more action advance Charmander gets, which means more damage. Follow-up attacks equal faster Numbi equal more Numbi attacks equal more damage. She can always take a back seat and play the supportive role, and she is flexible enough to be the hyper carry of her own team. Topaz doesn't really have any drawbacks or flaws that I can point out regarding her kit only. She, to me, is the perfect damage dealer. Every damage dealer so far has some kind of drawback built into their kit. For instance, Blade has HP drain on himself. Jingyuan's Lightning Lord is way too slow without outside assistance. Jingliu has team-wide HP drain. Cooler Daniel is SP hungry. Even Seela has flaws. Seela is vanilla flavored ice cream. She only does damage, and she doesn't provide anything else, which is fine in itself, but Topaz is cookies and cream flavored. She makes any other follow-up attack characters better, and in return, those follow-up attack characters make Numbi faster, which if you remember, faster Numbi equal more damage. I know it might be a bit doom and gloom for me to start talking about Topaz potentially getting power creep, and Topaz hasn't even come out yet. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but someone has to address the elephant in the room. Every character in the game will get power crept eventually. It could be a year from now, it could be 2 years from now. It will happen. So how future-proof is Topaz? And Numbi, don't forget about Numbi. In this current damage dealer economy, just doing damage is not enough. A damage dealer has to provide something else other than big damage numbers. Everybody can do big damage numbers. It can be in the form of flexibility and SP efficiency such as Jingliu and Blade. Or it could be in the form of being able to work very well with other potential future characters. Topaz happens to play very nice with any follow-up attack characters. She is the Kafka for follow-up attack characters. Let's look at all the follow-up attack characters in the game so far. Kafka, Clara, Yangqing, Himeko, Jingyuan, and Madame Herda. These aren't exactly the perfect fits. They each have their own flaws. Let's talk about it. Kafka, not enough follow-up attack frequency. Clara, depends way too much on enemies and aggro numbers are BS. It's a lie. Come on, it doesn't work. Yang Qing is way too inconsistent. It's basically a coin flip of whether he'll be able to get off a follow-up attack or not. Imagine doing a 50-50 every time for a follow-up attack. Some of us here can't even win 75-25. Himeko needs weakness breaking, not too accessible in big boss fights with no ads. Jingyuan. Look, Lightning Lure is never around. It's probably away buying milk or something. And finally, Madame Herda. Look, let's be honest. If you have your Herda built up, you are obviously a Herda supremacy believer. Nothing I say will change your mind. Go crazy. Despite these flaws, they will most definitely benefit with Topaz on the team. More specifically, Clara, Jingyuan, and Himeko will work extremely well with Topaz. More on that in the team building segments. So Topaz works with current characters, and she will 100% work with future characters. When a future follow-up attack character comes out, it will benefit Topaz instead of making her less relevant. Personally, I'm not pulling for Topaz. The reason is very simple. E6 Jingliu has sucked me dry. By the way, I got E6 Jingliu in 370 pulls, and I heard that if you like this video and subscribe, you'll get the same luck on your next summoning session. Side effects may include winning all your 50-50s. I am at the point where I do not need additional damage dealers. I made this decision 2 months ago. Between Blastoise or Charizard, I chose Blastoise. I need to save all my remaining gems for Lorcha 2.0. This is not a hot take. This is just a dream I've been having. I usually don't take such firm stances on unreleased characters because everything is subject to change. But Huohuo is different. She is going to redefine what healers can do, and I can't wait to pair her up with Jingliu. Let's quickly talk about the teammates that Topaz works very well with. Number 1. Speed Demon Asta. Miss Nepo Baby here will speed up both Topaz and Charmander. Any buff that Asta provides for the team will benefit both Topaz and Numby. This is a 2-for-1 deal. Tengyun also works, but Asta's team-wide buff is much more beneficial in the long run. Number 2, our favorite 4'9" Master Diviner. Fu Xuan's AoE CC prevention is a nice defensive skill to have for your team, since it is a proactive CC prevention. It is better than Lorcha's cleanse in my opinion because Lorcha needs to wait until it's his turn to use the cleanse. It is a bit too reactive. Imagine the turn order of your healer followed by Topaz followed by Numby. Having our favorites 4'6" Master Diviner can prevent the CC from happening, as opposed to Lorcha who needs to wait until it's his turn to cleanse it. Our favorite's 4'3" Master Diviner also has a nice crit boost, which will benefit Topaz, Numby, and potentially any secondary follow-up attack DPS, such as Jingyuan or Clara. Now that you think about it, any teammates that are good with Jingyuan will be good with Topaz. Oh my god, Topaz isn't here to make Jingyuan better. She's here to steal all his teammates. Number 3, Clara. Of all the current follow-up characters so far, Clara is by far Topaz's best match. There is no limit on the number of follow-up attacks Clara can do. It is only limited by the numbers of attacks she receives. Honorary mention Jingyuan and Himeko. Jingyuan will certainly do more damage with Topaz on the team, and Jingyuan does need to use a skill every turn, so keep that in mind when adding him to the team. Make sure the rest of the team members are able to generate SP in return. And Himeko. With Himeko, Topaz, and Asta, it can lead to a very interesting team, especially with Asta using the planetary light cone that can further boost fire damage for the entire team. The featured 4-star characters on her banner are going to be Sushang, Luca, and Milk Powder. Very nice value for anyone trying to build a dot team since Luca and Milk Powder are Kafka buddies. Sushang is really the odd one out here. She doesn't have too much synergy with Topaz, nor does she fit in a Kafka dot team. For newer players, Sushang might provide some value, but for players with several limited 5-star damage dealers, they might have forgotten about Sushang already. To be honest, the only 4-star damage dealer worth building nowadays is the Gambling Gremlin, simply because she is a Walmart imbibed Lune. In my opinion, this banner does not have the same value as Jingliu's banner. Luca and Milk Powder are only suitable for dot teams for the most part, unlike Tingyun who brings value to every team. Qingque is way better than Su Shang in every department as a damage dealer, and is not even close. Quick reminder, if you're polling only for Milk Powder, please remember that she will be added to the standard banner pool. Topaz, the Trotter Trainer, is flexible, is future-proof, and does not have any drawbacks when using her. Just based on her kit alone, I can't say why anyone should skip her. The only reason I can come up with personally is that I don't need another damage dealer. But that decision is only something that you can make. I hope this video helped you in any way. If you enjoyed this video, then I really appreciate a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. I am very close to hitting the 1000 subs milestone, and it would mean the world to me if I can get it by the end of this month. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.